Buddy, good to have you here with us. Welcome to our Expedia Cruises Thursday night travel talk. And tonight's special guest is Eva Horn from Azamara Cruises. If anybody hasn't been on a Zoom call before, you are muted as you've come in just because of the size, but you do have control of your camera to have your video on or off. We'd love to see your faces. So if you want to feel comfortable and have your camera on, we'd love to see you. If you have any questions, there is a chat feature and we will answer them after the presentation. So my name is Lisa Antflick. I am one of the consultants at Expedia Cruises, and tonight's travel talk is being hosted by the 6 Expedia Cruises locations in the Edmonton area. We have been doing these travel talks for 1.5 years now, and we do them to inspire you, to educate you, and to let you know what's happening in the travel industry. There is good news. Cruising has begun. Ships started to sail in June. We now have had 3 months of successful sailings in Alaska, the Caribbean, and Europe. And these sailings have operated with the highest health protocols, and cruising is by far the safest way to travel. And by the end of the summer, by the end of September, we will have 50% of the cruise fleet back sailing. At Expedia Cruises, we have had people come back from vacations and come back from their cruises with raving reviews. They were thrilled to get back on board and have the wonderful experience that only a cruise can provide. I will say, and I think you're probably aware, that travel is a bit more complex at this time. Now more than ever, you need the help of a professional travel consultant. Our consultants are here to help you navigate the new complexities. We're up on all the protocols, the forms, what you need to get in and out of the country, and we can make sure that your vacation is seamless and safe. If you are ready to travel now, we are ready to help. If you don't feel comfortable right now traveling, that is fine as well. But keep in mind, as my screensaver says, the time is now. The time is always right to plan. Studies have shown that approximately 40% of the pleasure from a trip comes from planning one. This year has been challenging for all of us, 1.5 years. And sometimes what makes me smile is the thought of where I want to go next. My bucket list has become a to-do list, and I can't wait to start traveling again. Time has passed, and like you, I have much to make up for. Whatever your dreams are, Expedia Cruises consultants can help you make them come true. We are committed to finding you the best value for your travel dollars, and we are more than just cruises. Our name is Expedia Cruises, Air, Land, and Sea Vacation. We are here to help you plan all the components of your vacation, and best of all, we are in your neighborhood so you can feel comfortable and shop local. We can be reached by email, also Zoom calls and phone calls. Some of all our offices are open, so feel free to contact us and let us help you plan your next vacation. And now I'd like you to sit back and relax. I'd like to introduce you to our special guest, Eva Horn from Azamara. Welcome,
Thanks.
Eva.
Thanks, Lisa. That's a great introduction. I have a travel bucket list too, and you're so right with sort of the protocols in place and everything. It's a really exciting time in our industry. Everybody can see my screen okay? You're seeing the right one?
You're not in presentation mode.
Ah, right. I will just change this one around. Hang on 1 sec. Just want to make sure we get that one. How about now? Good?
Nope. Now we're good.
Now we're good. Okay, great. So with Azamara, it's a really special company because, you know, it goes exactly to what you were saying, Lisa. It's all about just that travel that has meaning and purpose. And the thing that I love about Azamara is how we connect people to people with cultures and places. And we do that by something that we have been sort of the instrumental in ensuring that when we travel, we take that time. So I'm just one voice here at Azamara, but we are an incredible, passionate group of travelers that really love to travel. So when we plan, we know that moments that really make a difference when you connect with people and cultures, when you visit these intriguing ports of call all around the world, you want that time. It has to be that authentic type of travel that really connects. And that's what we do at Azamara. That's what we do that's different. We just ensure we slow cruising down to give you something called destination immersion. And how do we do that? By our immersive itineraries. We stay longer in port. So for Azamara, a late night or an overnight is anything past 8 p.m. So that's really special for our guests. They really look forward to that. For example, in Europe alone, we have about 400 overnight and late night stays. So what that means is we deliver more than they expected. We enhance what we know what our clients really like. Our repeat rate is very, very high because we have those experiences that become truly memorable for our guests because it becomes personal. So if they want to do night touring, if they want to spend more time in one particular area of the city that maybe they visited once, or maybe if they're coming back to again, we enable them to do that. So we do that through what we call, again, destination immersion. Now, we're also a very inclusive type of company. So when we journey across the 7 continents to the 70 plus countries we visit, we want to make sure that our guests don't have unexpected surprises, just surprises that delight and enhance their voyage when we travel. So we include things like gratuities. We have incredible food and beverages on board. We're really committed to cultural evenings because we know that really is what makes travel so special. And you can bring those moments home when you understand people and a place. We have shuttle services to and from different port cities when we're in a location that we have to perhaps tender out, or we're sitting outside of a walled city, and so much more. So when you pull this all together, this is really what makes Azamara sort of unique and different in that scope of cruising. Now, when I talk about our late nights and overnights, this really gets me excited because I come from a destination land background. And I know when I'm cruising, I love to have that time. I don't want to leave a port at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I want to stay overnight. I love wine. I love exploring regions. I love having big events right at your doorstep. So when we go to places like Bordeaux that you see on my screen here, we can actually stay 1, even sometime 2 nights, equaling 3 days in this gorgeous, gorgeous region. So you can go out, experience some of the beautiful vineyards or some of the outlying areas. We do an overnight in Rio de Janeiro where we celebrate New Year's Eve on board our ship. Can you imagine there's 3 million people dressed in white on Copacabana Beach, and we're there just a mile anchored offshore witnessing this incredible, incredible show. So we do things like this all around the world to make sure that our clients have that overnight and late night experience as well. So when the city comes alive at night, or a small town, or even a small region that you can go and visit, it's so nice to be able to know that your ship is right there and not going anywhere until the following day. We also get into smaller, hard to reach ports. And this is something that is truly a hallmark of small ship cruising. When you cruise in a small ship that can get right into the heart of a destination, it really makes an incredible difference. So my one shot there is the Ho Chi Minh City. You know, this is a small, relatively inaccessible port. And most of the larger ships will dock way, way out. They're about an hour and a half out. Quite often it's rush hour getting in and out. It's rush hour there all the time. But when you're right in the heart of the city and you can just walk and be right there, it really makes an amazing difference when you're traveling. Same thing in Seville. We are the largest big ship that can wind 70 miles up the Guadalquivir River, and we spend 2 full nights, 3 days there. We are blocks from the Hermitage in St. Petersburg. Now, these are all big, beautiful cities that you want to see, but sometimes it's the natural wonders, like what you see on my lower right-hand screen there, where we're visiting one of the gorgeous fjords in Norway. So small ship makes a big, big difference when you're winding into these beautiful cities around the world and natural wonders. We also, as I mentioned before, are really committed to cultural evenings, and this is something I'm super passionate about with Azamara. We have 2 of them on board on any voyage at 7 nights or longer. One is called our Evening Under the Stars, or you may remember it if you sailed with us before, something called our White Night. They are so fun. It's a cultural celebration that we have on board when we are docked in a late night or an overnight. And we will ensure we bring on local entertainment. There'll be lots of local authentic foods to sample and try. Everybody dresses in white. As the sun goes down, the ship all illuminates up, the music starts, the sparkling wine starts to flow, and people gather in the spirit of culture where we're at. My shot here is in Monte Carlo, but one of my favorite ones was in Montenegro when I was there a couple of years ago. And I tell you, we were dressed in white. You could just feel the excitement on board the ship. But what was so magical is we had explored the entire day on shore. We came back, we were excited for the evening. You know, the entire Marine staff was interacting with our guests. But what was really special for us is where we were docked. And we were docked right at the base of a small sort of a mountain or a small, like a hillside, and there was a monastery on top. And as the sun went down and we could just start to hear our ship kind of come to life for our white night, we could hear the monks start to sing on the hilltop. It was truly magical. So we do call these evenings under stars because they are very, very special for our guests. And again, it'll be right in the heart of destinations celebrating that culture. Fantastic food, fantastic celebration. We also have something called an Azamazing evening. Now, this is a bespoke event that has been curated for Azamara. And again, it's celebrating that destination. Now, right now, because of our current global pandemic environment, we're having these on board. But I can tell you they're still pretty magical. As soon as we get back to our normal protocols in sailing, we will resume going back into very special locations around the world. They're completely complimentary, and we take our guests to a special location. On my screen right here, these are some incredible tenors singing in Livorno, Italy. We disembark from the ship. It'll be a short coach ride. Our guests step off the coaches onto some gorgeous carpet, hand a glass of champagne, walked into a 17th century theater where before them will be a performance that celebrates music, celebrates history, and celebrates the culture in this incredible part of Italy. And this happens again all over the world. If it's in Kusadasi, if it's in New Zealand, if it's in Dublin, if it's in Dubrovnik. These Azamazing evenings are truly special, and they make it very, very memorable for our guests because you'll remember the music of Croatia or the song and dance in Australia. So they truly are Azamazing, and it's something our guests look forward to every time they sail with us. Now, a lot of you are wondering, what is it like to sail? And I've been hearing from lots of friends who are traveling. We see it on our social media feeds. What is it like out there after that initial jump start? And what everybody's saying is you quickly get into that flow. The key is our safety protocols. And when you're consistently in environments where safety guidelines are followed as a matter of course, you kind of put your worries out of your head and you just go ahead and start to enjoy yourself. It becomes sort of a flow. I think, Lisa, exactly what you said at the beginning, the hardest part is just getting started. The PCR test and the 24 hours to wait for results. But really, it's the first one that seemed to get sort of everybody a little bit stressed out, and then it becomes really easy. And, you know, Randy, you and I were talking earlier, heck, on our ships, a glass of bubbly awaits you as you get your test done. Your results are put back into your room a couple hours later. If you need more extensive testing to get home, we certainly take care of that for you. But the restrictions don't feel like a burden. They actually make you feel safer. And honestly, on board our ships right now, we're sailing with half capacity, which is about 260 people only. You're safer on board than something like at the West Edmonton Mall. You feel safe because of the protocols and the controls that we have. So we make it easy for you to feel relaxed and comfortable. So how do we do that? How do we plan to cruise safely? From what you see on board on my screen right now. We ensure that everybody has their vaccines. There's extensive testing and screening. Our cleaning protocols are above standard, so we go above and beyond. We have fresh air filtration that comes in on board our ships. We have medical capabilities and so much more. Because paramount for us is our safe and healthy protocols. So I can tell you we're hearing nothing but glowing reviews as our ships are coming back and passengers are happy. And they say, you know what, we felt so safe. We felt so happy and so relaxed once you kind of get into the flow of what everything has to be done when you're sailing. So I'll talk a little bit about country intensive voyages with Azamara because these are the most popular in all of our offerings, what we do for all of our guests. Now we also have themed voyages as well, where we team up with incredible partners like Mikado Safaris or Perry Golf. So you can go and play the golf courses of the world and participate in things like the British Open or the Monaco Grand Prix or the French Grand Prix. But the country intensive voyages are the ones that seem to be the most popular because we know sometimes visiting a Few ports in one country is not enough. So we pioneered this concept of country-intensive voyages that really include iconic destinations as well as hidden gems in hidden ports of call all around the world. These are fantastic, and I'm going to showcase a few of them right now for you. So this one's my favorite. This one is the France Intensive. So this is 8 ports of call. This goes in September of next year. It's got 2 late nights and 3 overnights. So we set out from Venice in the north into Amsterdam, as that's what we call it. And I love Amsterdam. It's this beautiful city. You can spend so much time there. You know, the priceless works of art you can go to, the Van Gogh Museum, or cruise one of the many city's canals. You do so much. But then we make our way down to Bruges. I love Bruges, the maze of the medieval core of Bruges. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site all on its own. The food there is incredible, the mussels, the amazing wines. Then we make our way down to Rouen, which puts Paris, of course, into easy reach and gives you ample time to savor everything that Rouen has to offer. There's just so much. Then you go into Honfleur, you can visit the D-Day landing beaches, and then we continue on south into the gorgeous Loire Valley and then into Bordeaux. Now, the reason I love this particular voyage is there's not too many ships that'll hug the coastline as much as we do. We go right onto the nose of France, that St. Milo that pokes right out into the beautiful ocean there, which gives you that ample seafood. One of my favorite memories, we had just gone to see Portage de Saint Michel, and then we were sitting on the boardwalk eating fresh oysters, drinking a great bottle of white wine. It was fantastic. This is why I love this one. Right into the heart of cities like Marseille. It's an incredible voyage. Here's another one of my favorites, and this is the Spain Intensive. So again, you could do the voyage I just showed you, the France Intensive, and then kick on as another segment, the Spain Intensive, because you can see we always do voyages in segments. So this one starts in Bordeaux. Food, culture, so much to offer here, going all the way around all of Spain, in through the Rock of Gibraltar, through that narrow passage, into Cartagena, up through Valencia, and into Barcelona. Now, I love this because this is the prime example where you go right into the heart of Seville. So we will spend a couple of overnights in the heart of Seville and then ensure that you have lots of time in this incredible city. So it's just taking all of it in, from the outlying countrysides, to the gorgeous foods, to the city centers like Barcelona. I'm also going to include another very famous or a very popular itinerary, and this is our Ireland Intensive. Now, this one you can see I've tagged it because it's a Perry Golf voyage. Again, we are partnered with some amazing partners around the world where you can do things like the Monaco Grand Prix, the Cannes Film Festival, as I mentioned before, and also play 17 incredible golf as well as cruising voyages around the world, from South Africa to Dubai to, of course, into Ireland to Scotland. They are incredible voyages. So for those of you who play golf, there's about 100 golfers that go on board our ships, and it operates like a group within a group. And for those of you who don't play golf, you can certainly enjoy all that Ireland has to offer. I love this one because there is 4 late nights. You've got a couple of overnights, one of those being in Dublin, and that's a city that changes from night to day. So much to see during the day, but so much to experience during the night. The pubs, the food, the song, the culture, the people change from the day during the night, and it's so amazing to have your ship right there, like your own personal floating yacht, to really experience all of these 10 incredible ports. So it's an 11-night voyage. Beautiful itinerary. This one I'm putting up here because these are the ones that we're operating right now. Azamara is in Greece. We have been operating very successfully since around the first week of August. We're doing a lot of Greek itineraries right now, and we're doing it the Azamara way. That's the beauty of small ship. We don't want to go where the big ships are. We want to find those hidden ports of call. We want to anchor off the gorgeous islands. We want to see those sunsets. We are going to see the must-see places like Santorini and Athens, of course, but we're going to take you to the small little places as well, like Patmos, and go into the tiny little islands, which our clients absolutely enjoy. So this is a classic 7-night Athens to Athens return. Any of the team here in Edmonton can certainly set you up with a pre or post in Athens to extend that stay. It's a city that there's so much to see. But what a beautiful nine-night voyage, or a 7-night voyage plus a couple of pre-post days. So you can make it a really special holiday. Fairly easy to get in and out of with flights. And the Greek government is allowing all of our clients to disembark the ship and enjoy, of course, the hospitality and the people freely once you're vaccinated. So it's a great place to visit. I'm going to showcase one of the ones that have been very, very popular lately. This is what Lisa and Randy asked me to pop up here. They said, find a voyage that a lot of clients have been really intrigued by. And I kind of did some running of some of our voyages, and this is the result that came back. And it's our 10-night Baltic and Scandinavia. And when I looked at it, it makes sense. There are a lot of people that really have not been able to travel in a few years. So a lot of these gorgeous Northern European city capitals are in people's bucket list. They want to see Stockholm. They want to see St. Petersburg. So this one pulls it collectively all together. So what I love about this itinerary, it's just that hotbed of design, delights, opulent palaces, culture, history, incredible people, and food. So I popped up here the map. You can see where we stay from Stockholm to St. Petersburg to Tallinn. And I'll just go through this quickly day by day so you can kind of see exactly what an Azamara voyage would be like. So of course, Stockholm is day number 1, and it's the capital city of Sweden. It's one of my favorite places to go to. I was lucky, my husband was stationed here for a while. So I spent a couple of weeks in Stockholm. And I love that northern way of living. It is a perfect balance of green space, that Scandinavian flair, and gorgeous architecture, beautiful, beautiful palaces. It's really breathtaking to go and see. It's called the Venice of the North as well, but its waterways and lakes really make Stockholm unique. It's, as I mentioned before, the capital of Sweden, and it lies on a number of islands and peninsulas. So it's really easy to walk around and just kind of get out of the city center hub, but to really experience what Scandinavian culture is like. The charm lies in the intermingling of land and water. I love, love, love Stockholm. Absolutely beautiful city, incredible food, very safe, wonderful shopping, just a great city just to hit the streets and walk around. We spend the whole day here. We don't depart till 5 p.m. This is our embarkation port on this one. The next one is this gorgeous, gorgeous, best preserved medieval city that I've seen, and that's Tallinn, Estonia. It bursts with charm like no other European city, I feel. The gorgeous architecture here, the beautiful red tiled roofs. Its old town has managed to preserve its medieval heritage throughout the centuries. The whole thing is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Very easy again to spend the entire day. We get there at 10, we leave at 5, certainly lots of time to explore. Amazing short excursions all throughout this entire region. Beautiful, beautiful city, a place that not a lot of people have been to. So definitely like stepping back in time. Now, the next day, 3 days, days 3, 4, and 5 are in St. Petersburg, Russia. We arrive at 8 a.m. and we don't depart till 6 p.m., literally 3 days later. Now, we are docked blocks from the State Museum and Palace Square and literally 4 blocks from the Hermitage. Most of the other larger ships have to dock out of town with a very long bus ride in heavy traffic. We dock right in the heart of town. And I can tell you, it certainly makes a difference. You know, St. Isaac's Cathedral, the Prospect and the Hermitage, they are all right there. That means being able to getting out, visiting the outlying areas, taking our short excursions here are absolutely fantastic. Moscow is kind of that modern hub, but St. Petersburg is the cultural heart of Russia. You know, when you get out and you get a chance to see beautiful places like St. Catherine's Palace or going into the Hermitage or seeing the Fabergé Museum or the Winter Palace, it truly makes this time go by so quickly when you're there and you want to come back. Literally 3 days is not enough to spend in the Hermitage or in this beautiful part of Russia. It is opulence, its history, its culture. It is outstanding, and I feel so fortunate we're able to spend our time right in the heart of the destination. Now, when we return to our normal protocols, this is where our amazing evening would take place. Right in the city center, it would be taking place in the square, Either it'll be the Bolshoi Ballet with the boys choir, or beautiful symphony orchestra, or some other surprises to delight our guests. Very beautiful, beautiful city to visit. Off to Helsinki from there. This is a great 12-hour day. This is the capital of Finland, the country's largest city. It sits on this gorgeous granite peninsula on the north coast of the Gulf of Finland, which faces the Baltic, of course, and it is a stunning city, and it dates all the way back to 1500, so lots of history here to go and explore. Again, a little bit different in the Scandinavian cities. There's a lot more modern architecture. It's a little bit quirky. They've got some great finished touches here, like the Rock Church. It's a church built in a granite dome. It's kind of unique to go and visit. So love this particular city. Again, Finnish people are a little different than the Swedes or the Scandinavian folks in the north, but certainly a stunning place to go and visit, giving its own charm when we visit there. Lots of shore excursions to choose from, lots to go and see. Gorgeous, gorgeous place to spend the day. After those 4 or 5, actually, very, very busy, our 6 very busy days, day 7 is at sea. And you know what? By this time, our clients really appreciate that time just to connect, to relax, just to be on board and reflect on the last few days that they've had. And there are so many places to relax on board our ships. Of course, our staterooms are gorgeous. I'll get into those in a moment. But this is up in the other part of the deck on the living room. These gorgeous reclining chairs. You can read a book here. The service on board is so tasteful. It is non-stuffy, it's non-pretentious, and it's just the right amount of touch to make you feel like you're at a beautiful boutique hotel in Europe. So easy to spend the day cruising. Our gyms are quite spacious. There are lots of different opportunities for you to enjoy some exercise on board, be it in the gym or some of our classes, from yoga to Pilates, to doing the walking running track, to visiting our couple Thermalasa pools, the hot tubs, the saltwater pool you see on the middle. We're the type of ship where you don't need to go and put your towel down on a chair to reserve it. Lots of space on board. So very easy just to relax and really truly enjoy your day at sea. Spa, shopping, doing some incredible classes, which are also offered. We have cultural lectures, all kinds of things that take place. Then we're on to Copenhagen, Denmark, and its fairy tale architecture, beautiful, colorful buildings, modern designs. It's very enchanting. I love Copenhagen. I haven't been here in a few years. I'd love to go back. The culture and the cuisine in the city of Spires is amazing. I would go and just eat here for 4 meals a day if I could. I love Copenhagen. Those brightly gabled buildings that you see on my screen right now, they are so bright during the days, vibrant reds and yellows. They line the entire canal. All the little umbrellas that you see there, those are all local and artisans that are selling their fairs or produce. It's a wonderful city just to walk and take it all in. And during the day and during the night, it's just all colorful. It's an incredible city. Love Denmark. And again, we're here for a very long time. We don't depart till 10 p.m. So it's that perfect opportunity to find a quaint little restaurant, sit outside, people watch, take in some local fare, some local drink, and just enjoy where you're at. It's an amazing, amazing place. Then we're on to a small little town called Fredericia. I've never been here, but I've heard it's absolutely outstanding, and it's the place to really embrace Danish culture. It's a really quaint little seaside port. It's quintessentially Scandinavian. It's got that small town charm. You can wander in and out of little bookstores, little shops. We do a lot of shore excursions here that take you into private homes for cooking classes, and you understand the Scandinavian culture from here. And they really talk a lot about why the Danes are among the happiest people on earth. And you can see when you walk around here, it just gives you that energy. You can't help but smile. It's just beautiful. That quintessential seaside town in Denmark. A beautiful, beautiful spot to spend the day. We continue on day number 9. This is into Sweden. It's Gothenburg. And I love, again, a full day here from 8 to 5. It's vibrant, it's historical, again, a very walkable city. It's a little quieter at the latter part of this voyage, and our clients really like this. So, you've got Stockholm, but this one is a little bit quieter. So it oozes again that seaside charm. It's got some incredible restaurants, and it's that European feel that you can just experience as you walk all the way around. Even though the Swedish capital, which I talked about earlier, in Sweden is quite some distance away, you still feel that you're connected here, and you can walk around and find the crowds if you want them, but also leave them behind if you want to as well. So again, that blend of big city as well as small city, really connecting with cultures in the bigger hubs as well as in the smaller outlying areas. You'll see the resemblance in the architecture, you'll see the resemblance in the food, but each one has its own charm. And then we're on to gorgeous Oslo. You know, most of Oslo consists of a lot of forests and outlying lakes area, so it's a super green, eco-friendly city. It's a very up-and-coming place to be. So it's bursting with those cultural attractions, and it's got a very young vibe to it. There's the National Gallery, which many of you would know would have Albert Munch's famous painting, The Scream, is there. They have the world's best preserved Viking ship, which is incredible to see. It's full size. You can go in and look and see how these incredible Vikings survived back then. There's the Fram Museum, the stunning site of the Opera House on the in the harbor. So much to see. So this is where you would really take in all of the Norwegian history. All right, and this is also our disembarkation port. So again, the folks who have invited you today can certainly set you up with a post stay in Oslo. So just you can take that much more in. It's a beautiful city, very easy to spend time. I would suggest a lot of the museums because this is where you want to go. The Nobel Peace Prize is awarded here every year in Oslo. So they take a lot of pride in that. You can see all of the history there as well. So fascinating place to spend time, to read, to reflect, and just to understand this gorgeous, gorgeous capital of Norway. Now, I popped this one up here because this is the Iceland Intensive. And if you remember, I mentioned that with Azamara, we do things in segments. So we don't repeat the same voyage back to back. We'll go from one place to another, and the ships will continue to move along. So what's nice about the one I just showed you and went day by day, you can pair it up with this Iceland Intensive. So this is a gorgeous one because you embark in Oslo. So you would just get off the ship, enjoy your day in Oslo, and then embark the ship and, of course, start your brand new voyage, which is 13 nights and 11 ports. Iceland to me is surreal. The lunar landscapes that defy comparisons, the glaciers, the lava fields, the thermal lagoons, the people, the mountain ring fjords, the residents. It is incredible. The natural wildlife, from the Arctic terns to the comical puffins, to the foxes, to the Icelandic horses, to all of the whales that you can imagine, from the minke to the pilot to the humpback to the blue whales. It's how the people harness and adapt to living in Iceland, I think, for me, is the most fascinating when I live there. I love going to the small outlying fishing villages, visiting the lagoons. There's nothing like visiting the Blue Lagoon, going to the waterfalls like Gullfoss, or going even to the Westman Islands, named after some of the rebellious slaves that inhabited this area. From gnomes to fairy tales to just incredible people, how they adapt. I love Iceland. I would go back in a heartbeat. Definitely do it by ship. It's very expensive by land. Ship is the way to do it. And I love ours almost circumnavigates the entire island. So when you do a back-to-back with Azamara, we give you additional onboard credit to spend. And if you remember from my very first slide, we do a lot of inclusive amenities on board. So this would go towards shore excursions, spa time, really enjoying yourself off the ship by taking advantage of all this onboard credit so you can use it towards something special and a very sought-after shore excursion that you would like to do. So what is your home away from home like? Our boutique hotels at sea. Azamara, we have 4 ships in our fleet. There's only 3 on my screen right here because we just had a 4th one join us. And they've all taken their own time in the spa. They've all had some refurbishments done and some beautiful time to get spiffied up during this global pandemic. So the Azamara Quest is the one that is sailing right now. The Journey, her sister, is going to follow her shortly, followed by the Pursuit, and then our 4th ship, the Onward. Now, all 4 of these ships are identical sisters. They all look exactly the same. At full capacity, we only hold 690 guests. Right now, we're sailing with half of that, so around 350. Currently in Greece, we're sailing with about 260 to about 280 guests. Now, I put this shot up here of the Pursuit as she comes into one of the beautiful ports of call that we're visiting in Northern Europe, so you can really see exactly where the perfect size. 408 incredible crew on board our ships. Over 70% of all of our rooms there have balconies on them, so over 90% have an ocean view. They are just the right size of ship to meander up gorgeous, gorgeous rivers of the world to get you in the heart of destinations like Seville, but also big enough to cross the big oceans like the North Atlantic or coming over from Iceland over to Scotland, going down into the Antarctica, crossing the Drake, and many of the other big waters around the world. They are the perfect size. They are truly like a floating European boutique hotel, and each one has a little bit of its own charm. They're all formerly Renaissance R-class ships that have been completely redone top to bottom. But what I loved when we reimagined our ships, we still held on to a little bit of character from that Renaissance style of era when these were first built. They deliver a boutique feel, but our marine staff and our onboard team deliver a feeling on board. It's not pretentious. You can leave all of your formal wear at home. It's a very casual environment on board. It never feels stuffy, but you'll never be more well taken care of than you are on Azamara. Subtle touches when you're on the pool deck, our team will come by and clean your sunglasses for you, ask you if you'd like a glass of whatever your favorite beverage is, but then leave you alone to ensure that you can really truly relax, enjoy, and unwind. But you can tell our onboard family loves what they do, because our clients go on board for the first time because of the destination, but they come back because of the onboard teams. These are what some of our common areas looks like. This is our Mosaic Cafe, perfect spot to get that special cappuccino or latte in the morning, high tea in the afternoon, some figure sandwiches, a light snack. It's a great spot just to relax and curl up with a book. I love when I go to Mosaics, they know by day number 2, I like my cappuccinos dry. They'll be sitting there waiting for me on the counter. They know my name. Again, all complimentary. It's just one of those small little hidden nooks on board the ship, a very special place that you can go to grab something quick, easy, or just to relax with a nice cup of tea. We have fantastic food on board our ships. I can tell you it's something that we don't put our feathers in our cap enough on. This is Discoveries, and it's our main dining room. It delivers an array of incredible dishes in an open type of seat concept. So you never have to pick first dining or second. You can go anytime you choose. There's a bar attached to all of our dining rooms, so you can grab a special cocktail, a gin and tonic, or a martini, or a great glass of wine, wait for your fellow friends, and then go into the dining room anytime you choose. So no set seating. What I love about Discoveries is we have menu options that are always indicative of the area we're traveling to. So we'll showcase, Italy, or showcase Spain. We'll do all kinds of incredible foods from where we're at. And our chefs will go out of their way to make sure that limoncello from one particular part of Italy is incorporated into one particular meal that we have on board. So small touches like that make a big, big difference. We also have one of my favorite spots, and you saw it a little bit earlier. This is the living room. So after a busy day, a lot of our clients will come here to relax. They will dance to some music. They have some fantastic jazz on board. This is where our live performances will be. We have complimentary tapas every day, so you can sample some tapas from some of the local cuisine in the ports of call that we're visiting. We do our chef's table here, where we do blind wine tastings here. We have enrichment lectures on a smaller scale here, as well as larger entertainment, as well as larger lectures that take place in our cabaret lounge. Our onboard entertainment team is fantastic. But I love, it's just like going to your favorite friend's place, curling up on the couch with a great glass of wine, and just relaxing and reflecting and connecting with your fellow like-minded travelers. We also have 2 specialty dining restaurants on board. We have a true steakhouse called Prime C, and we also have a Mediterranean Italian themed restaurant called Aquilina. These are wonderful, wonderful restaurants. There's a small surcharge if you're not in a suite, but right now we have such a great relationship with the Expedia Cruise Ship Centers, and it's our focus month for World Explorer. We are giving you plenty of onboard credit that you can try any one of the specialty restaurants, complimentary with lots of the onboard credit we're going to give you. Other than that, it's a $60 surcharge to get into one of these, but these are truly worth it to at least try once. The steakhouse is my favorite, Prime C, and it's a true steakhouse. It does Chateaubriand, pairs with delectable wines. It's 7 courses and a true dining experience. Something you definitely want to do if you're sailing with us at least once. Try one of the 2 specialties. They are really amazing. There's a great shot of Prime C, what it looks like. Again, just looking in, true steakhouse, fabulous, fabulous time to dine on board Azamara. These are what our staterooms look like on board. We have several suites. This is an example of our spa suite. We have a couple of these located just in behind the spa. You have your own private sunken tub on your balcony. Nice when you're weaving your way into some of the Norwegian fjords just to enjoy the evening sky. Fantastic suites on board. They offer an award-winning design. There are 400 square feet of living space in these suites. They are absolutely beautiful. Soaking tubs, verandas, rain shower heads, so many amenities, buttery soft Italian linens. I can tell you our beds are those that you don't want to get out of. But you don't even have to go for a suite. You can go to, well, this is my favorite room. This is a entry-level suite. This is called the Club Continent. All of our suites do come with an English butler. You get the full-size bar there, which you can of course enjoy anytime. It's right on the top. The nice thing about the suites, that is a true king-size bed. The bathrooms are very, very big and spacious. You have lots of outdoor space on your veranda, but they are perfectly appointed. So when you are relaxing back on board, you can have a bath. You can take some time out on your deck. You can relax and reading a book. But at the same time, you can also access any of our outdoor public areas with no problem as well. They're perfectly appointed, very, very Scandinavian feel with a little bit of Italian touches. That's how I like to describe our suites. And we have different levels from the top to the entry level, which is the Continental, which you see on my screen right here. We also have gorgeous veranda rooms. This is a standard balcony room on Azamara. Again, very, very well appointed. You've got the sliding glass door to get outside, to sit, to relax. You've got very well appointed storage space for all of your packables when you go. There's the bathroom there as well, a little bit smaller than the Club Continent suite, but you get used to it again, just moving into the smaller spaces. But the veranda is a very, very popular room on board our ship, probably the most popular. Again, giving you ample views outside that gorgeous balcony. You'll come, you'll relax in those buttery soft linens and beds. Perfect place to relax. We also have ocean view rooms, and we also have the inside rooms as well. So again, from the inside all the way up to our top suites, pleasing to everyone who would like to enjoy the spacious accommodations on board our ships. You've heard me say it a few times, our heart and soul is our crew. I've been in this industry for many, many years, and I can tell you I have not experienced an onboard team like what you see on my screen here. These are passionate travelers. Captain Carl is the captain on the far right-hand side of my screen right now on the upper level. And he's on board the Quest right now in Greece. And he just did a live feed from Patmos. And he was telling us, and you could tell he was just bursting from his heart, how happy he was to be back on board his ship, as he called it. He grabs a coffee. He's down at the bottom of the gangway to interact with every one of the guests. He will stop the ship when it goes dark, and he will tell you how he navigates by stars. He's only one of a handful of captains around the globe that can still do that. He's a passionate storyteller, but a very passionate captain as well. And all our onboard team is like that. They will interact with you. They will want to know why you're there. They'll want to know where you come from. How many cruises have you been on? What did you love about the last port? What do you like so much about the people? It's true, and it's passion that's authentic, that comes from their hearts. Our hotel managers are the ones in the middle, our incredible entertainment team down below. So again, our onboard family, there's 408 of them taking great care of you as we sail around the world. Our clients come back again and again for the people that you see on my screen right now. I popped up this one as well. This is our 8-night Croatia intensive because, as I mentioned, for World Explorer, we have an incredible partnership with Expedia. And when we have these feature months, or partnership months as we call them, you can do this gorgeous 8-night Croatia intensive. It's around $37.50 Canadian for an ocean view. It goes up about $500 for a balcony. If you, in US dollars, that's just under 3,000. With this particular voyage, because it's featured on our Expedia partnership, you get 20% off, you get a $500 onboard credit, and if you go in an ocean view, you also get an additional $450 onboard credit. So again, all of those inclusive amenities, you can use that onboard credit to take an incredible shore excursion. When you look here, you can see the activity, our arrival, our departure time, lots of late nights there. You can see them all, 11 p.m., 10 p.m., 8 p.m. Dubrovnik, one of my favorite cities. Kotor, Montenegro, what I was telling you about, where our white night under the stars was. You've got a gorgeous at sea, relaxing day. Zadar, we were swimming right off the bow of the ship where she was docked for the day. Just so much to see, gorgeous coastline. Stepping back in time, this has all been rebuilt since the latter part of the 1990s. The Croatians are so warm and inviting when you visit there. Certainly a place I would highly recommend. But this gives you an idea of what it's like to travel with Azamara, the pricing that you're looking at, and all of the extras you get from booking through with Expedia. Incredible friends and partners with us in the industry. So you've heard me say it a few times, what's included with Azamara, everything that you see here. All of those amazing evenings, all our standard spirits, beers, and wines are all included. If you want to do an upgrade, you can. It's a very little price per person if you would like to upgrade. If you like Hendrick's Gin, for example, only one person in the cabin has to do it. So you can do an upgrade package. It's less than $20 per person per day. Or you can just buy those drinks separately if you wanted to have a martini with Grey Goose rather than the standard spirit. But if you're okay with standards, all included. The gratuities are all included. Bottled water, soft drinks, all those specialty coffees, teas, those are all included. Yeah, all self-serve laundry is included. If you go in the suites, of course, you get butlers. They'll take care of all of that for you. Shuttle service to and from port, so important. That's all included. Concierge services. When you're disembarking from the ship and you've been to Monte Carlo a few times, and you know what, you just want to do it on your own, there's somebody from the local tourist board there waiting on board our ship, giving you a walking map. Where's the greatest place for coffee? Great place for shopping. That's all that personal guidance always included all around the globe wherever we go to. You go into the veranda pluses and into the suites, you get much, much more. So always standard is a very rich offer, very inclusive. And as you move into the suites, you get more, even things like the butler, as I mentioned before. Now we know we're still sitting in an uncertain time. So we have something called Cruise with Confidence. So this gives you that peace of mind type of travel. So what we want to do is ensure that you know that you will get the best price. You can take a future cruise credit, or you can lift and shift it to next year, 48 hours before you sail on voyages now. We've extended it until October 31st. So if you book before Halloween or on Halloween, this will all be in play all the way up to our voyages of April 30th of 2022. So again, giving you that peace of mind as we navigate through this global pandemic. We want to ensure that you have that peace of mind, flexible type of travel. Oh, there's a great second shot I have of something in, I think it's in Istanbul. So as I wrap up here, why Azamara? It's kind of those 3 points. It's about those longer stays. It's the overnights. It's the night touring, allowing you to connect with people, with place, with culture, and also yourselves, because that's what we know is so important when you are cruising around the world. And we bring this all together in a wonderful little umbrella called Destination Immersion. And it's something that we do so, so well. So with that, I'd like to say thank you. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'll grab a quick glass of a sip of water here. And if there's any questions, I'm here to answer them. Love more than to have all of you come on board when you're ready, because the world is awaiting for all of us to explore. And boy, are we ever ready to welcome and host you on board. Thanks, Lisa.
We are definitely ready to get back on board. And you brought back a lot of memories, because I have had the privilege of sailing with Azamara twice, and our As Amazing Night was in St. Petersburg with the concert and the White Nights and everything you talked about, and Richard, who is our hotel manager. So it truly is a wonderful, wonderful experience. And I know that everybody would absolutely love it. All right, so let's answer. There are a couple questions that we did have, and policy on mixed vaccine, Eva.
That's always a good one. Oh, when will I see another one there too that popped up? The mixed vaccines are accepted right now in Europe. The best thing to do is to rely on your fabulous consultants and advisors that invited you here tonight. They can triple check for you. But I know I have a mixed vaccine and I can go anywhere in Greece right now, as well as most ports in Europe. Depends on which mixed vaccine combination that you have. We have very few cruises right now leaving out of the Caribbean, but we do have some leaving this November. That's where you want to rely on the team that invited you here to make sure that your combination is accepted by the CDC, which most of the US ports adhere to when you are boarding a ship leaving out of US waters like Miami. Europe is fine. The US, rely on the folks that invited you here for the current updates. Which
and you mentioned current updates. I mean, things are changing day to day. So.
Yes, exactly. And they change on a dime.
Exactly. I loved when you talked about the back-to-back voyages, because you can put so many together and not really repeating any ports. And I just want to reiterate one thing that you did mention about when you do a back-to-back, you get extra shipboard credits for your sailing. So,
yes.
So there is a wonderful value in doing that. And, I think for all of us, we have been cooped up for so long, especially if you're going to go over to Europe. You don't want to go for 7 days. You want to go for 14 or 21 or 28. Once you're paying for your airfare, might as well make it worthwhile and also make up for the lost time that we've had. Another question, you talked about some 2023 itineraries. Is there still space in 2022? And when are you opening up 2024?
Oh, okay, good. And I see some of the other questions too, so I can address some of those. So yes, 2022, do we still have space? Yes, we do have space. We are very, very fortunate because like I said, the ships have all gone, all sisters have gone in and had their spa treatments. And as they come out, we're filling it, and then they sailed, and the next one, and then they sailed. So we certainly do have space on some of them, many of them actually. And we're increasing as we understand the protocols in each country. So now we're very comfortable with Greece. We're going to be extending the capacity on board the ship. So we certainly do have some space. Some of the ones are very, very popular and they are selling out quickly. Our Pharaohs and Kings, our South Africa voyages, Japan. Those are ones that we have limited space left. And with Azamara, we book from the suites down. So those are the ones that typically do go first. So it really does depend on where you want to go in the world. We do have lots of space on some and very limited space on some others.
Okay.
I can answer.
You have opened up 2023, and yes. When will 2024 come out?
2024 will be, stay tuned for announcements, but middle of October, we are going to be very proudly releasing our 2024 deployment with some exciting new ports. We're always looking to enhance those. Other cruise lines catch up with us and then we expand again. So always looking for those hidden ports of call, those off the beaten track places that we can link a whole bunch of segments together to make it like a very, very long several month cruise for our clients. Very, very special.
And I just want to mention one thing. When you start thinking about 2024, some people on this presentation might be going, I don't buy green bananas, right? So, you know, like it's too hard for me to plan in advance. But again, with your flexible booking policies, with your deposits being fully refundable, and truly, we've got, everybody's missed 2 years.
Yes.
And so everybody's trying to make up for that. And so that's why the cruise lines like Azamara are putting out their itineraries early. You can book, you can plan, you can dream. And if something happens that you can't go, as long as you cancel prior to final payment, your deposit's refundable. After final payment, we've got the cruise with confidence. So your investment is not at any risk.
And we don't come back for finals until 120 days out. So it's good. I see Dave asked a bunch of questions.
Okay. There is a question about the Azamazing Night. When are those put out for the sailings? When do you find out what port and what is going to be involved in that?
You know, it's a really good question. Prior to this global pandemic we were in, I could always say they would be out about 90 days prior, about 3 months before. Right now, we just don't know because every city and every port around the world, we have to adhere to local authorities, which, as you said, Lisa, is changing on a dime. So, you know, we're having it on board right now in Greece because that's what makes sense. Maybe next month we'll have it back on board on shore. So it's one of those things that we just have to kind of go with the flow. And as the world opens up, we will adapt and change and go back to what we know and love. So typically before about 90 days, 3 months prior to your sailing, we'll know. You've got lots of questions. I see them all coming up here.
There's another question. The question is a separate passport to travel on land. I think, Dave, you might mean a visa for St. Petersburg. So I can answer that one very quickly. If you take a shore excursion with the cruise line or another authorized operator, you do not have to get a visa for St. Petersburg. If you decide to just travel around on your own, you do, and it is something you have to do in advance, and your Expedia Cruises consultant can help you with that. The ship does not. Talks about entertainment provided on the cruises. Their entertainment every evening.
I can speak to that. I can tell you, if you're looking for the Blue Man Group, you're not going to find it on Azamara. Right? We don't do the Cirque du Soleil kind of shows where that's not our type of entertainment. Azamara is a boutique line. So think of great jazz out of New York. Think of, you know, our entertainment team performing music through the ages, sort of an Elton John kind of genre one night, and then going back, you know, say 20 years the next night. Our entertainment team on board is absolutely fabulous. It's tasteful, but at the same time, people really look forward to listening to some great music. And if you don't want to attend it one night and just have a quiet evening up in the living room, there'll be a great trio playing there in the evening hours. So really, it depends on what you would like. There's something every day, every evening, and that will appease to everybody, I can tell you.
Okay, perfect. There's a question on tonnage of the ships, but I'd also, you can tell us that, Eva, but also clarify, I think passengers and crew, when they're fully, you know, when they're full, what are the numbers on that?
When we are at full capacity, we are at 690 guests. Let's just round it up to 700 guests and 408 incredible crew. And I did see Dave's question there. Are all our crew fully vaccinated? Yes, they are. All our passengers and all our crew have to be fully vaccinated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I think that's it. I do want to remind everybody next week is going to be very, very special at Expedia Cruises. We are having 3 days of event of our World Explorer. Eva talked about the offer that they're giving. We have many different suppliers, cruise suppliers, land suppliers that are partnering with us for our October World Explorer event. And we're going to be having 3 events. Tuesday, October 5th. Starting at 7 p.m. We'll have Paul Gauguin, Go Away, and Celebrity Cruises. Wednesday, October the 6th, 10 a.m. starting with Scenic, Seabourn, Yachts of Seabourn and Holland America. and then finishing up Thursday, October 7th at 7 p.m. with Oceania, Silver Sea, and Royal Caribbean. So please, and in the chat box earlier, we did put the links. You can also call your Expedia Cruises consultant and they can send you the invite. They've also been sent out if you do get our emails. So thank you again, Eva. Fabulous, fabulous presentation. My passport is dusty. My carry-on bag is screaming at me. Please take me away somewhere. Just as a reminder, we all have lost too much in terms of travel. We want to make up for it. So plan with us for your future. Reach out to your consultant if you have any questions. And then remember to follow us on Facebook. If you missed anything on this webinar or want to send it out to other people or just watch it again, it will be on our YouTube channel. And I thank you for your past vacation plans. I thank you for your future vacation plans. Look forward to seeing you again with us. Join us for our World Explorer event. And thank you for giving us your time. And we wish you a wonderful, wonderful evening and a fabulous fall coming. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Take care.